I have had an awesome day. One of the chores that I've gotten done was kind of an impromptu thing. Oh, I like the way I look all dark and purpley in this video. Top lights are just awful on the complexion, so I'd rather look purple. Anyway, as you can see behind me, and I'll tell you further in this video, I decided that since it is still cool and not real springy outside, that I'm going to start the rest of my plants, other than the herbs, for my garden indoors. I've put in all my beans, my peas, and my gourd plants in these seed start cups under my purple grow lights. So I'll be able to give you an update when they come up, and we'll see how long it takes for them to come up and when it's time to transfer them out into the buckets in the rain gutter grow system. I hope you've had a beautiful day. Things have been crazy around here. You take a look at this video and you're gonna think we've gone back in time. No, actually we haven't. All of my tomatoes and peppers, I moved downstairs so I'd have room for them because they got too big for this shelf unit. And I've trying to start ground cherries and asparagus down there too. But my plants are big enough to go outside. By the calendar, we should be ready to even start things by seed outside, especially peas and things like that. But outside's not ready for us. It's pretty cool out there today. And we're really not expecting temperatures even in the 70s during the day and the 50s at night until next week sometime. Today is the 11th of May. Anyhow, I filled these two trays with seed cups because there are things that I want to get started yet for my garden, but it's just too cold or too early to start them outside, so I'm going to start them inside. Since I have, the place and the grow lights, and by the time they're big enough to go into a bigger pot, I'll put them directly in the bucket out there where they belong in the yard. I have purple potted pole beans and yellow golden wax beans. I have peas. I have a green bean, a lima bean. I have loofah gourds and birdhouse gourds. And yes, that was one of my projects today. Another chore I had to work on today is watering my tomatoes and peppers. And I tell you, it's just about all this big girl can do to walk out into the big yard, load a couple of buckets with rabbit water, lug them back to the house, in and down the stairs. I've had foot surgery. I need knee surgery. My lower back is full of arthritis, and I'm loving what I'm doing, but what a pain in the pooper. But you know what? The plants are important to me, so I'm going to water them. As you can see, I still have my 2 tables full of plants down here in the basement, along with the ones that I just showed you that are upstairs again with the new starts. I had to put the light down a little bit on this table because everything is so short yet. But I tell you what, the peppers are looking amazing. Let me walk around here and see if I can find some of those that the leaves actually look purple now. Now that they're getting older, the leaves are turning purple. Let's see, what am I looking at here? It's a giant bell pepper. It has purple leaves. How very odd. Anyway, when I transplanted them and put that rabbit water in there, gave them some good fresh potting mix, they took off like mad. I'm so excited at how my peppers are looking. And these are looking awesome too. Even those that were barely a plant, they're not outstandingly huge, but I'll plant them. They're not so bad, for almost being nothing there not that long ago. My tomato plants are getting tired of being in the basement. The rabbit water has done well by them, but, and I need to fill their trays again today. But when I repotted them, I used some old potting mix. It had been around a while, and it had been through cold and hot temperatures, and it just wasn't real good. So I've pruned them up. I'm getting rid of the suckers in the armpits and taking bottom leaves off that look kind of icky. I really need to get them outside. So I'm going to water them again today. It's Saturday, the 11th of May. I'll turn them around so those that are reaching for the lights can, maybe I'll take some of the bigger ones from the middle and put them on the outside now. Had to raise the light up though because the taller ones were growing into it and starting to dry the leaves. So anyhow, I'm going to throw some rabbit water in with my plants. Now, you might say, what an odd little thing. Bubba loves to play around with stuff. He'll take pieces of this and parts of that and put it all together. So, he had this board and he had some casters and he had a 4x4 and a little tabletop round. And so, he made him a cart. He uses it like a seat, a chair, so he can wheel around while he's working down here. But for me, it's too tall. And I'm not good at sitting on something on wheels. But I can move a big old heavy bucket of rabbit water without having to lug it. By pushing it around on his interesting little scooty thing. Yeah, I'm dripping some water on the table, but this table's been through a flood, for heaven's sakes. I don't think a little rabbit water is going to hurt it much. Okay. I'm sure it's not really exciting for you, but it's exciting for me not to have to lug that bad boy. I left the other one upstairs with the beans and gourd starts. Anyway, I'll give you one more look because I'm just in love with these plants and I'm ready to take them outside. I'm hoping by Monday, Tuesday. I've got to get some more potting mix. I've got to get a little more work done outside, but yeah, today was cold and dreary again. Like I was saying, things have been a little crazy around here today. This is another project I've been working on today. Another, I guess you call it a chore. I have bread dough rising, and this time I'm making it savory Italian bread. I think you can probably see in the bread dough I've put, I don't know, a tablespoon or two of some good Italian seasoning. Yum. As soon as that rises, we'll get the oven turned on and we'll bake us some bread. I also made some ground cherry jam today, and you'll see in the video on that I am pecked and challenged. And that's all I'm going to say about that right now. So there we are. That was part of my chore day. I take care of dogs. I throw in a load of laundry here and there, and after I get the meals done and the bread baked, and I have to sit at least 5 days a week, sometimes 7, and play 3 games of acey-deucey with my husband. Today, he's got this nasty cold going on, so he conceded after I beat him twice. He wasn't playing bad. The cold medicine really wasn't holding him back much. But every now and then I just win. Anyway, I thank you so much for joining me today. May the good Lord who blesses me each and every day of my life bless you as well, today and always. Amen.